some crazy people up ahead. I was trying to give them a hand. They've broken down and they're trying to push. I pushed them for a little while, but then not only are they not English, but they're completely crazy. There's a woman, I don't know what language they are, but there's a woman and a man. And I pulled up to the shop and they were on the road trying to push their little Citroen C1, and they were trying to push it along in the middle of the road. So I got out and I was like, oh, you need a hand? And she looks at me and goes, eee! I said, you alright? She said, I said, you're in English, are you? I was like, right. So I said, do you want to push? You push, you want to push? It's broken, you want to push? She didn't say anything, she just pointed. So I just, the bloke was in the car anyway, just sitting in there. So I pushed him right to the bus stop. And then I said, you okay? You need a hand to get it going? What, you run out of petrol? What's happened? She's going. she's on something. That oh man! And the bloke was just sitting in there going, knock, like that. I was like, what the bloody hell's going on here then? And obviously I went in the shop. By the time I'd come out the shop, they'd managed to push it a bit further down the road towards the petrol station, but they were just stuck there, you know. But yeah, sometimes people, you just can't help some people, can you? They're a bit odd, you know what I mean? Like, bloody hell. It's bad enough when people are foreign, but when they're foreign and on drugs, or, you know, you just end up being a bit, well, you got to stick clear of them, I reckon. That was fun. I like a bit of excitement like that in the morning. Oh, what good fun that was. I thought to myself, oh, I'll do a good deed. I'll go and help some people out that have broken down, but they end up being foreign weirdos. Oh, mate. Never mind. Right, let's carry on the day and see what happens. Oh, I like it round here. Round here, right, is where all the rich people live. Oh, the houses. I think I've shown you a lot before, the houses along here. Well, I'm about to show you it now because it's bloody, it's too dark. You won't be able to see, but maybe one day I'll drive the other way so you can see out the window. And then you'll see them, man. They're big old mansions, man. Proper nice ones. Yeah, really nice. Anyway, I'll catch you lot in a minute. Sometimes you do wonder about some people, but there you go. Never mind. Any funny stories that you lot might have, stick them in the comments, you like, you know what I mean? Like, if you ever come across some random people broken down and they've turned out to be complete idiot, well, not idiots, but complete weirdos. Oh dear. The trouble is, them people there, they only had a little Citroen C1. I don't know how much of it I managed to film as I went past. I tried to aim the camera up as I drove past them, so you could see it, but I don't know how much I managed to get. I was concentrating on not running the bloke over that was walking in the middle of the road rather than filming the car. But anyway, it was a Citroen C1, man, and as I was pushing it, he was trying to let the clutch up, and it was just going blah, 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 blah. And, you know, it probably just run out of petrol, given the state that them two were in. I'd probably just run out of petrol, man. So, but it could have, if they were nice, if they were nice, but I wouldn't even know how to speak in English. If they had acknowledged, the bloke didn't even acknowledge me. There was a lady trying to help him as well before, but she walked off. And you know what I mean? I could have got that going again. You know what I mean? It would have been easy. Could have got that going again. Well, at least if it could have determined whether it had run out of petrol. They would walk around and go, and I'm just like, what the bloody hell? Weird. But yeah, man, very, very crazy. Very, very, very crazy. It makes you wonder, right? It makes you think. People that are like that, right? Because everybody from every different country, they all have different mannerisms, yeah? Greek people are very like open and loud. Albanian people are very loud all the time. I know a lot of them here. I've worked with loads of Albanian people here in this game, and Greek people. In fact, there's a Greek bloke that works on this site that I'm on now. He's the same. Hello, Benny! All the time, very loud, shouting. Are they like that in their own countries? I've never been to them countries. So is that just because they're happy and excited to be here? Or is that what they're all like anyway? I don't know. But every single one, Albanian, Greek, never met a French person. Slovakian, worked with a Slovakian bloke. Trying to think, there's a couple of other people, but I can't think where they were from. Some other European countries. Oh, Romania, obviously. But the Romanians are quite placid. They're not as loud as the Greeks and the Albanians. The Romanians are quite loud. Bulgarians, worked with a couple of Bulgarian people. They were always loud, always shouting, even to each other. And they're standing next to each other. And I'm thinking, they're having an argument. But no, they were just talking. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it does make you wonder, doesn't it, eh? It does make you wonder. I've been playing around with the old Talbot at the weekend. Yeah. You lot will have seen probably most of the videos by now, because I've been putting them up during the week. And, but the last thing I done on Sunday was I ran a little test wire from the coil all the way to the distributor. No, I say all the way, it's only a little distance. And because the trouble was it wouldn't start. All of a sudden, like, it was running fine before I took it apart. And yeah, I took it apart, took the rocker cover off, adjusted all the valve clearances, put new engine mounts and that on, and took the leisure battery off and charged it up. And then it wouldn't start. So I didn't have to take the coil lead off, but I've obviously disturbed it, or either that or it's just a coincidence that it broke down then. I don't know, but I must have disturbed it. I must have moved it, and it's just made the wire break and whatever. It's the wrong lead anyway. It's too long, and all the HT leads are all the wrong leads anyway because they don't fit in. But so what's obviously happened is, anyway, so that's happened. So I run a test wire from there to there with the crocodile clips on. Well, before I'd done that, I took the coil wire off and tested it for continuity with the meter. And there's no continuity there, it's broken. So I run a test wire along just to make sure that that was the only issue. Started straight up, run as sweet as a nut. As well, as sweet as you'd expect for a little thin wire for the coil. So, yeah, man, I was proper pleased with that. I didn't film it because me being me, I only had about 10-15 minutes to spare before I had to go and do something else. I was like, oh, no, I can't sit down and do nothing. So I was like, oh, I'm going to go and try and get this to start up. So I've done that. I didn't film it, so I was too impatient. But you'll probably see this video before the next one. And so the next one is going to be, I'm going to put the HT leads on, the thermostat in, and yeah, man, you'll hear it run. It sounds a lot better now with those tappets, with those valve clearances to the right spec, because before it was so loud and noisy and tappety, it was unbearable actually, all the time. It sounded actually terrible. But see, the trouble is, I really don't understand people. I mean, the people that I bought that Talbot from are a lovely Italian couple, yeah, and before you say it, I know what you're going to say. You're probably going to say they were so nice to you because they wanted you to put your guard down. I know how people work. I'm not stupid. Yeah, I know how people work. I was looking through the niceness when I went and bought that camper. There's nothing wrong with the camper, but I knew I could see everything. And the minute I asked him about the engine, yeah, I said, so when was it serviced? He says, I don't know. We don't go in it, we don't go out in it, only go Devon and back, and that it, no service. I looked at the oil, it was a reasonable colour, but it was dark, right, no problem. I could hear the tappets, I could hear they were tapping, right, no problem, sort that out. The engine bay was a bit of a mess and dirty, no problem, sort that out. Didn't appear to be touch wood, any major things. But it's just the fact that I asked him, he just said, I don't know. He could have said, oh no, it's serviced 6 months ago. You know, but it didn't. So they're a lovely couple, but they seem to have just neglected it mechanical wise. What they've done was, you can see on the receipts, the receipts that come with it, over the past few weeks I've been looking at them, right? The MOTs, sorry, don't say receipts, the MOTs. So the MOTs have been done, and it comes up with these things, and then if you look on the camper, the things have been done, yeah? So, and he said to me, he said point blank, he said, oh, I take garage, garage say this need to be done, I said do it, and they do it, and I come home. So all they done was, they sent it to, they didn't have a clue, he sent it to the garage, they said, oh, this needs to be done, that needs to be done, and that needs to be done, and he says, okay, do it, they do it, supposedly, and he brings it home. There's a lot of dodgy work on it, not necessarily dodgy, but I would change. I can't believe that he took it to garages and they didn't change the HT leads, which were wrong, and they didn't put a new thermostat in it. That is the thing that I don't get. There's a lot of dodgy garages out there, and it looks like the one he was taking it to is one of them. Because I just don't understand it. Unless, I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense. Just don't make no sense. But there's little things, you know. But I reckon they were nice people. I reckon they were right. I genuinely believe that, you know, just a clueless Italian couple, you know. Really nice, really nice. Hospitality was nice. Everything was good about them. But they just didn't have a clue, you know, mechanical wise, you know. But that's the most important part. It's funny because he said to me, right, I said when we was under the bonnet, and he said to me, and I said to him about the engine, he says, oh, we don't worry about engine is not important. The camper is important. We put wallpaper, we put cushion, everything there. I said, yeah, but what good is a camper van without the engine? Because the whole point of a camper van is that you can drive it places. He says, oh, yes, you're good point. That's my view, man. That is the point. So you need to look after the beating heart of the camper van, which is the engine. But anyway, no, we'll get there, we'll have it nice. Now that I can start it up, I can do the oil change and everything in one of the, probably the next video actually. I'll probably put all the HT leads on, get it running properly, put the air filter, change the air filter, put the airbox back on. That needs a new airbox because it's destroyed. Put that one on temporarily. Hopefully the thermostat will be here, so I'll put a new thermostat in, and I'll change the engine mount on the left hand side. I need to get a new socket for that. Oh dear, excuse me. And then start her up, let her warm up, drop the oil out, put the new filter on, put new oil in, away we go. Yeah, I've got a new rocker cover gasket as well. Let's put that on. Yeah, and then we'll be away. We'll be good and rocking and rolling. I'm proper looking for. There's loads of other bits and bobs I need to do, but I'm not going to spoil it. I want you to have the full unknown experience. Anyway, you lot, I'm going to go now. So it's actually daylight now, as you can see, and I'm going to go. So I'll see you later on. Thanks for watching, and I'll be looking forward to seeing some more Talbot action, because I'm proper liking the old Talbot at the minute. I like a Talbot. Always wanted a Talbot. Always wanted a Talbot. And now I've got one. Don't know why. Just proper fancied an old Talbot. Anyway, I'll see you later on, you lot. All the best.